Hi.
Hello. We always wait
I was
and
waiting
say
for
at the
you
same
to say,
time.
and then, yeah.
Hey guys, can you see us? Can you hear us? How are you doing today? I don't even know what time it is.
Yeah, we are a little
late.
late because that's a new time for us to be doing this. So we are a little late. But yeah, I think we'll be better next time.
Yeah.
So how are you guys doing? Thank you for being here.
Did Yeshua need to pee?
I needed
Yeah.
to pee multiple times. Maybe that's it. Can see and hear us. Awesome.
Great. Okay. So much interaction
I
in
think
the
they were
chat.
just, yeah.
Nice. Hi, Samin. Hike to Alpine
Wow.
Mountain today. That's awesome.
Wow, Suna. That's
Yeah.
so energetic
view,
of you.
yeah. The view must be stunning though.
Yes, it must be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am very I don't even know how to say it. Because Yeshua's energy to me is you see, I'm in a loss of words. Maybe that's how I am. I think the last time when I said that I was going to channel Yeshua, I said that it's so easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's so it's easier than other beings that are not beings that I consider fractals of myself, such as Yeshua or Mary Magdalene. And Yeshua is easier to bring, you know. I think that gave my higher self a goal to say, okay, so we are ready to face you, you know. So I woke up today. Well, I've been having all kinds of dreams. Flavia painted this for me, this frequency, and I put it on my wall, like in front of me, on the bed, so I can look at it all the time. God, I shouldn't have, because I went all kinds of places in my sleep. I don't even want to talk about it now because it's just such a long story. And yeah, and then, you know, it's like I agreed on new activations. Then I heard my Greystone from Pamela that came from Grandmother Anna and Yeshua. That was not such a great idea either. Well, I think it was all a good idea because I was needing that. And it was so intense on my body, all those activations that I've been receiving to bring whatever it is that Yeshua is willing to bring to you today. I know that he wants to send you a blessing. That it was so intense on my body that I got my period again. I've literally, it's been like 5 days since my period was over, and I woke up bleeding today. And I was just asking him about this because I had no idea why. Why did it happen? And he said that it's when I am in my most, let's say, Divine Mother, most giving space. It is when I'm bleeding. So my body decided to just help us all. So it's like, as I'm holding all that energy, the mode that I am most giving and most loving and most able to bring that kind of energy is when I'm bleeding. And I'm like, okay, then good. Let's see how long it's gonna last. So yeah, that's what I've been going through these past few days with Yeshua. He's also very creative, so he has all kinds of ideas. So I already know like things that are going to be classes on December and maybe even next year, and things that he wants to bring, and all that information. So yeah,
Exciting.
it's all very exciting.
Yeah.
And I woke up with a headache today because of that, because my body just sometimes can't even deal with the energy, right? And I don't know, I feel like maybe he wants to bring someone else. I don't know. I just told him, do your thing, and I'm gonna go rest as you talk to everyone. So
Yeah.
And
he's super fast when he wants to bring someone. There's no, waiting or anything. He's just talking, and then he says, now that person, that being is gonna come, and then 1 second later the being is here.
Yeah. So he's my handler.
We might have a visit today.
So
That painting is beautiful. What did you use to make it? Sharpies, markers.
yeah, it looks
Yeah.
really good on camera, better than
Right?
the other ones.
I like it
It's
too. And
way
the paper
more.
is a new paper
Yeah,
too. I like
I
it.
think it's better.
Yeah, me too.
I forgot the flowers. Every
Oh,
single time
every
we
single
forget
time we
something,
forget.
but we have the prayer shawl this time, which is
Yeah.
awesome. So thank you, Maria, for that.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yay,
was gonna
Eva
say
made it.
something else that he wanted to say. He's been walking around all day with his smile and his corny jokes. So yeah, maybe I should tell you a little bit about how I perceive Yeshua for anyone that is new here. He's the first being that I ever channeled. He's the first being that I recognized as being someone with a name, and a face. Uh, I am from his soul group, soul family. So that was the first thing that I came across, and for me that was ridiculous. It's like, that's not happening. I'm going a little crazy. So I told you guys about that already. And yeah, he was the first being that came to me, and the first being that he started asking me to share his messages. So he's always the one that is there with me when I'm channeling someone else. So that's why I call him my handler. It's because he's always, even if I'm in a session with a client, he's always the one that brings the being to me and introduce them to me. And he's like my guardian angel. That's how I used to call him, and I recognized him from my whole life, and I just saw him as a golden angel until he had like a face and a name, and yes, it's been like 1 year or so since I started really channeling him and bringing him forward. And he is, maybe that's why I say that it's easier for me to connect with him, because he's always been there and he is always there. So even if I'm channeling anyone else, Yeshua is always present. He's always holding space for me as well. It's something that I thought was very interesting and kind of cool. He's always there when I'm channeling someone else. He's holding space for me, for my body, and keeping my body grounded and all that. So we have a very strong connection. And I remembered being in every lifetime that he's been on earth. That's what he told me. I did not remember all of the lifetimes, because that would be just tiring, right? But he says that I've been there in every single lifetime, and we always play different roles for each other. But the one that really stuck with me, that really stuck with this lifetime as any, is Yeshua, is Jesus. That I think that's why I bring him as that, because I remember being there as well. And he says that everyone that was here has been there in their lifetime one way or another, in body or not. So I think that that's what he wanted to say before anything else. It's like everyone here has a connection, and everyone here has a reason to be here and to be sharing this space continuum, is what he's calling it, with each other. So every one of us, we've all been incarnated before together. That's what he wanted us to know. First of all, maybe that would be a question, and he's already answering it. It's like, yep, everyone. So, oh, thank you. Oh, I forgot my necklace. Thanks. Just put it now. So yeah, I think that's it, what he wanted to say before. He's saying that if you have water next to you, or if you want to go grab some water, as he's going to send a blessing, he will infuse your water with that blessing. So if that's something that you are aligned with and you want to do, you can grab a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
While you do so, if you have any other questions for me, let me know, because I'm not going to be conscious. Yeshua is going to be talking through me.
Bet asked if Isis is around.
She's always around. She's another one. She's my hair is doing a funny thing here. Never mind. She's another one that is always around, because she's one of my fractals. She's one of your fractals, right? So yeah, there's no escaping Isis or Mary Magdalene. It's like today I was getting ready for the channeling, and I was like, I'm just gonna do something very simple with my makeup. I'm not feeling it a lot. And then Mary Magdalene took over. It's like, no, we're gonna do a smoky eye. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. She wanted to look pretty, I think, through my face.
Why
So
not?
yeah, her relationship with Yeshua is just so loving, though, and so cute. They are just so pretty. So yeah. So I think no questions for me then. We can just jump right into the.
And where does your consciousness go when you trans-channel?
It's like I'm here, but I'm not. I'm in a different dimension in the same place most of the time. When it's Yeshua, it's like he is on stage and I'm watching from behind the curtains, if it makes sense. It's not like I go completely out and somewhere else, because Yeshua is such a part of me, and I've integrated his energy and Mary Magdalene's energy so much that it's like I merge with their essence, and then I give them the stage, so they can talk to you. So I'm always around. But when it's someone else, like, for example, like we did Gandhi or Hillel sometimes, or someone else completely, sometimes I go places. I go to some temples. I go to a place that Yeshua always takes me when we go into meditation together. It's like a beautiful meadow near nothing, and it's in the middle of nothing, and I can see Earth from where I'm standing. It's like I'm on the moon. It's like I'm in a completely other planet. So that's when I really go out. But I'm present, but I don't remember anything that happens, which is weird. Like, why am I here? So I think it's like I'm doing something else. Maybe I'm with my other guides doing something else. I don't know. But my consciousness just wanders. It's like in this space, but a different dimension. The glasses are back.
Yeah, it was necessary. I forgot them the last time. It was yesterday. It was so difficult to read. Can you Yeshua bless a baby's water too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He loves children. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm gonna let him come and talk to you. I am feeling so hot because that's Yeshua in my life. He is always burning me. I was starting to do my makeup and my face was so red. And I'm like, you need to step back just a little bit because I'm sweating like a pig. That's me all the time with him. So yeah.
Meanwhile, I had to put my socks on, and
I can't believe that.
because I get super cold.
Okay, so everyone ready for us to start? So yeah, after he arrives, he will let you know. I feel like he's going to give you the blessing in the beginning, maybe. He wants you to play the singing bowl. Are you okay?
Yes, I just saw my water green for a second, and I was like, what's going on?
No, it's Yeshua in your life.
Yeah.
Green is healing. So as you ask your questions, Flavia will go through them, and we will do this for around 1 hour and 20 minutes. So yeah. So leave your questions here on chat, and Flavia is going to go through them, and the ones that are on Patreon as well.
Yeah, if you don't want to put them here, you can put them on the Patreon post also, because I'll be checking both. So both works fine.
Yeah.
Let's first test if you can hear the singing bowl, because sometimes it is too high and the mic cannot capture. I don't know how to say it, but it doesn't recognize the sound.
Yeah, sometimes it's like the frequency is too much for the...
too pitchy.
Hello, Duda.
Hey.
Oh, that's a question for Yeshua, I think, Eva. But yeah, that's very interesting. I had something similar happening to me. I was integrating Isis' energy in me, and accepting her as a fractal and all of that. And I felt like Merlin was when Flavia and I were sharing a room, and that I think that Merlin was there for Flavia, wanting to harass her, like you said. I don't know what he was going to do, and he was just, crouching on a, is that how you say that word? I think it is, on a corner. And for a second I saw him, and then he realized that I saw her. I saw him as well, and he saw me, and he was like, oh shit. And he moved away. He never came back ever, because like, Isis through me just looked at him and said, mm-mm, not here. So he did not do anything. That's very, very minha mãe.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
hi.
Yeah. So I'm interested to know what Yasha is gonna answer to you, Eva. Remember to
Yeah.
scroll back and see that.
Yes. I
A
will.
gente já vai começar. Então,
Okay.
eu vou
I
ficar.
will first try
I'm
to,
translating
to see if you
for.
guys can hear the singing bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we really start. Let me know if you can hear it, please.
Talvez pouco mais soft, se tiver como.
Okay. Isn't it how do you say it? Like breaking the sound or anything? You mic as well. Okay.
Awesome.
Oops. My necklace. Nice.
Great.
Thank you guys.
So,
okay.
I will just, as you play, I will go into trance, and he'll let you know when he's here.
He will start talking?
I think so. I think you can play for as long as you feel like you should play. You know when to stop, and if he wants you to play, he'll tell you.
Okay.
Awesome. See you guys soon then. Hello, family of God within. I am the one known as Yeshua. Jesus, you've also called me. Such a beautiful reunion. So much joy of recognition of each other's divinity. Thank you for calling me. I come with my heart opened and my soul as yours, always. That was a beautiful sound, dear one.
Thank you. It's good to have you here on camera with us again.
I'm always here.
Always. Anya asked if you were telling any jokes because she was smiling.
Not this time. She pretends she doesn't like my jokes.
Yeah.
She gives me a hard time. I think she likes them.
I think so too.
I thought we should do the blessing beforehand. Is it okay if I send you a blessing, my dear beloved ones?
Definitely. I think everyone has their glass of water also.
That's a good receptor. So I'll do a water blessing then. And I'll bless the water in front of you and the water in your body. So we can balance out all the other elements. What do you think about that?
That sounds perfect.
So I will use Annie's voice as a conductor of the blessing. Would you play for me, dear one?
Sure. Are you ready?
Always.
Okay.
Neham Cherkia. Kavkiarnian. Akakiesh. We can begin with the questions whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Okay, the first question we have is from Eva. She says, I just saw my connection to Merlin and Isis' love story when he was harassing me like Isis and disturbing my connection to my twin flame. What is the purpose and meaning Merlin's presence in my life?
Exactly that, my dear one. To be a catalyst for all those feelings and emotions emerging so you can master them. I will advise you on reconnecting with that essence of Isis in you so you can face him, embrace him. And whenever he's annoying you too much, you can just tell him to stop. And you also can give up that connection altogether as well. You are that powerful.
Thank you. Ludmila asks, does Yeshua have a collective message for our group today?
I think we should leave that one for the end. Is that okay?
Definitely. David asks, what language was that in the blessing? Was this Aramaic? Aramaic?
Maybe a little bit of that. Little more ancient than ancient Aramaic. What language was it for you? That's what matters.
Yes. From Maria, how can I be okay with the one person I'm supposed to trust, the partner, with my feelings and vulnerability when we communicate, but have felt that he does not want to understand me or hear me?
It's forgiveness that is needed, my beloved one. He is the God of his reality. You can never change another person. You can only change the perspective that you have of them. So I will tell you to go inwards and ask yourself, what in his behavior is offending you? Because that will be the beginning of your healing. Embrace that and accept that. Because if it is there to serve you. It is like that always. So also ask yourself, how is my partner serving me right now? What is he catalyzing? And then trust the guidance that comes. Trust the divine love that pours from you into everything you touch. And be aware of that. And then see that person through the eyes of love. See them as divinely innocent. And you see that all the offense is just going to hit your loving wall and not penetrate. Try that.
Thank you. From Anya, she asks, in a group of the mysteries, which I am a member, we are always reminded of the following. In the weeks leading to an equinox, there is a crisis. The extent of the crisis is unknown, but it's one the inner planes cannot bear, and members are asked to be vigilant and take the voltage, so to speak, through their lives and bodies with compassionate understanding and freely giving, as these forces can work their way into form. Can Yeshua explain more about this to me?
Hmm. That's the divine alchemy taking place on earth. And like any other alchemic process, the belief moves it until belief is not there anymore. But let's not jump into later conclusions. I tend to digress. So, Mother Earth is going through this process of alchemy as you go, for she is always a reflection of you. And if you ask me, Holy Mother Earth is always powerful, always divine, always holy, always perfect. So you can use that as well to see yourself in Mother Nature. But yet again, I'm digressing. So that alchemic process that some of you agreed upon, the transmuting of all of those energies, the letting go, the shedding of the old into the new, that's what you go through in those equinox periods, if you are aligned with it. So if you are going through some of those, and a lot of you are, you can embrace it as being a beautiful part of your creative dream, because that's all that is. And you can decide to choose love and to love your body through those manifestations, because that's God manifesting through you, always.
Thank you. About Isabella's question on Patreon, do you have a message for her?
My dear and beloved Bella, thank you for joining this community, for it will give you the grounds to set your roots into feeling safe to tell your own truth. And that's what you're missing. A family to which you can share exactly what you are, the beautiful divine goddess that you are. And now you have it. So my message for you is, do not be scared to share. I brought you all here for this particular reason, so you can share with each other, so you don't feel alone in your missions, so you can appreciate how beautiful connection is, so you can love each other and yourself, so you can mirror to each other the divinity that is innate to you. So that's why all of you are here. I know that that's a question that goes through your minds. And yes, the main reason that we brought this family together in this space and time that you call 2019 now, it is because all of you are ready to speak your truth. And you will speak it differently. Because if God is creating through each one of you, and I guarantee you that God is, God wants to experience different things in different bodies. God wants to feel different feelings in different hearts, experience and work with different thoughts in different minds. The way that you differ from each other in the particular ways that you decided to is also a component of this beautiful alchemy that is Earth. Keep that in mind. The things that make you different are exactly the things that you should be sharing. and are exactly the things that most of the time you are most scared of because you fear not being accepted. But we brought this family together so you could know that you are accepted, that you are home always. Home is not a place. I would say that if it's a place inside our hearts.
Mm.
And that's what we are building together. Building is not the word. We are remembering together. And that's the venue that you have now, Bella. A venue in which you can be yourself. You can share an experience and see the divinity in others reflecting on yourself. Because if you see that divinity in me as Yeshua, if you see that divinity in Flavia or any of the other members of the group, it is only because you have that divinity. Everything in your universe only exists because you create it. So everything you can think of, that is a wondrous thought. Everything you can think of is in existence. Think about that. And you have the power to choose, to think about that which is loving instead of thinking about that which is fearful. That's how powerful you are always. How wondrous is this thought? So I think that's my message for you today, my dear one. Share. Don't be scared. Everyone will receive you with open arms. One might say that we selected you, one by one, so you could work together into building something that is unimaginable for you. Unimaginable. That's the word. Isn't it? Your language is funny sometimes. Have I been digressing, dear one?
Your answer was beautiful.
Thank you. Some say that I'm good with words.
Yeah.
I even got famous because of that.
Yeah. 2,000 years later, we are still here. Great words.
Don't remind people of how old I am, dear one.
Oh God, sorry. um, the next question is from. I think I might have broken my mouse, so I need to. From Maria, can you please speak about the energies going on right now in September 2019?
It's the energy. I'm sorry.
Sorry. She said, help us understand.
I'll remind you. It's the energy of creation. You are marveling at the power of creation that you have. Do you want me to help you with this?
Yeah. Thank you.
Such grandiose power of creation. That's what you're feeling. And so many of you have these sensations on the physical body that once had been calling anxiety, stress, sometimes even depression. I'll tell you the anxiety comes from this place of knowing that you are here to create. And that creative power, that beautiful, loving power that you always have, motivates you. And it gives you that sensation that I want to do it, that anticipation, that beautiful feeling of wanting to move. I would say that that's the anxiety. The stress comes from feeling all those energies in the present moment and marveling at them. And most of the times, the depression comes from the frustration of the thought of not being able to fulfill your mission. Because that's just a thought, it's not your truth. That frustration can be removed if you simply believe that always, at all times, in this exact second, as you are sitting or laying, just listening to this, you are doing exactly what you are supposed to do. You are fulfilling your mission every single second, in every breath you take, always. Being aware of that truth will help you with all the other ones. So you can enjoy this transition with more ease in the physical body, in the heart, in the mind. So let's say that you could calm the ego, because the ego is a friend.
Thank you very much. Next question is from Tanya. She asks, how to kill or heal suicidal need and thoughts?
It's a very sensitive question. Being aware of your oneness with all is perhaps a good path. Because in truth, yes, you are not body, but you are using this body to create, to enjoy. So I would say, go back to that little word in your vocabulary: enjoy, enjoy. And go back to that which gives you joy. Sometimes the human mind needs a reason to be here, a reason to continue experiencing life in that body. Find that reason. Don't fight against it. When have you ever fought against something and got out of it feeling victorious? Because the truth in your heart is of non reaction. So I would say, go back to those little things that give you joy. Humanity doesn't do that enough. And I would say that to everyone here. Do at least once a day something that gives you joy just for the heck of it. Just because you can, just because you have a body, and that being anything at all. That being spending 5 minutes looking at the sky because the sky is wondrous and beautiful. That being buying an ice cream and enjoying it and loving it. That being calling a friend just to tell you love them. Anything at all that gives you joy. Dancing like crazy alone in your room. Singing to a song. Drawing, painting. Expressing your divinity at some way that gives you joy. At least once every day. That's the homework I will leave you with until next month. Because I want you to come back next month, if that's okay with you. Do at least one little thing for 1 minute that gives you joy, that reminds you of why you chose to be in a human body. Neglecting the human body, neglecting the needs of the body is not a loving way to find realization. Because you will always feel like there is something missing. So, what if you master the body? What if you rejoice in the body? Wouldn't that be more loving? It was for me. I rejoiced so much in the body that I decided not to live in it. Return to that little voice that calls for love, my beloved friend, and go from there. Because if you are here on this planet, you are needed here, and you are loved beyond measures, and you are always guided. You are never alone. We wouldn't leave you alone even if you wanted us to. And sometimes I know you do. Sometimes, like, Yeshua, give me some time and space. How could you escape me if I am you? I love you, dear one.
Thank you very much. The next question is from MC. She says, I'm going to be stopping at a port and doing a tour in ancient Ephesus, or Ephesus,
Yes.
in a few weeks. There's a stop at the house Mother Mary was supposed to have resided in. Can you tell me anything about this?
That was one of the places where the Essenes resided for a while. They had a little library there that was moved somewhere else after the lands got a little dangerous for that kind of documents to be around. And as my mother was raised by the Essenes, she resided there with them for a while. She helped scribing some of the texts, such as I did when I was her age. And I think you are going to have a lot of fun in that trip, and I'll be with you. I'll show you around.
Thank you. From Lizzie. All the pain and hurt I felt when I was young, was this to show me to love while hurt?
Yes, dear one. That was the lesson that you abided with for a while. And now you know you can. That's how powerful you are. And I love you so much.
Thank you. From Pamela, she says, my home is falling apart, roof caving in, many things broken. My husband hoards, collects things. He has no desire to fix things or have it repaired. He gets angry and resistant about this. The energy is draining me, and my two children live at home, and it is hard not to feel guilt about the way we are living. Why am I creating this? How do I carry on?
I would urge you to look at this situation from the perspective of God within. See your house as a manifestation of your reality and the reality of your family. And we'll say that you are all over the house, the foundation until the top, until the roof. And your expansion, the expansion of your roof, your root chakra until your crown chakra. That's what the house is demonstrating for you. Now I would ask you, dear one, why does it bother you? It does not seem to bother your husband. But why does this expansion of yourself, of your family, bothers you? And why do you associate guilt with it? You are not supposed to carry them on your shoulders through enlightenment. Because in truth, and I'll tell this unto you and all of the ones that are here, you are always enlightened. Because think with me, do you think God is ever unenlightened? God is always there, but we live different aspects and different dimensions and different stages of consciousness. Your husband does not seem to be bothered by your expansion of consciousness. Why are you? That is a journey to go within. To ask yourself, why are you guilty for feeling expanded, for feeling different? And know that whatever it is that you feel, it is okay, always. Do you know why? Am I putting you on the spot?
A little bit. Because she's God.
Yes, always.
Thank you. Ludmila asks, can you please explain more how we could set loving boundaries for our children? Are boundaries even necessary?
They are if they are for you, and you should honor that. And you should really have a space for yourself. If it's in the house, if it's in your heart, if it's just on your mind. And you should not give away your own personality, your own dreams, your own faith for your children. Children are beautiful catalysts, aren't they?
Yes.
They come to show you the most marvelous lessons because you love them nonetheless. So they are the ones that are going to give you the hardest lessons ever because the love is already there. So you will see and you will experience that within love, no matter what they're doing, no matter how they are pushing your buttons. You always love them. So if setting boundaries for yourself is something that you feel like you need to do, you should honor that. You should not be ashamed of it. The ways that you can find to set those boundaries doesn't really matter, dear one. Do what your heart tells you, because a mother's heart never lies. You just know exactly what it is. And also, I would tell you to trust your children's gods. They are a whole new generation of light workers. They will not face many of the physical boundaries, many of the physical issues, diseases even, that you faced, all of you that are here. But they will face new ones. So I'll tell you to raise them with no judgment of their own personality. And if their personality triggers you, they are catalyzing something in you. And if your personality triggers them, well, that's just how life on earth works. Whatever you do in love can never be wrong. Because in truth, everything is in love and there is no wrong. That's quite a, what is the word? It's something that humans have a really hard time with, don't we?
Thank you. Jeannie asks, so what did Yeshua want me to hear today? Because you invited her to come.
Couldn't I just want to have you here, dear one? Your energy lights up the room. Maybe that's what I wanted to tell you. Know that your energy lights up the room. Trust that. Don't be afraid of that. Go for it. Can you imagine if I had been shy? Things would be a little different right now.
Thank you. The next question from Tabitha. Could you please clarify the difference between doubt and suspicion? How can we discern we don't allow doubt to turn into suspicion and separation?
That's the thing with human words. You attach different meanings to them because you are so creative.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that doubt is more of the end of the process of judgment. And suspicion is like a prejudgment. You can just let go of all of them if you let go of judgment, which is very difficult to do in a human body. Or you can see the judgment as a part of you and understand where it comes from. I guarantee you, everything always comes from God. Because who created the ego? God did. So how could the ego not be God? And the ego is the one that judges. The ego is the one that creates diversity. So you can therefore judge. What if you just looked at, again, through the eyes of love, instead of through the eyes of ego? That's something that you can always do. It is within your reach, always. My dear one, what was the last question she asked?
Just a second, because I closed it. How can we discern when we don't allow doubt to turn into suspicion and separation?
You can tame the ego. You can decide not to judge. And you do that by seeing yourself as one with them, as one with everything, including the judgment. That's where I was getting at, and I got really distracted by your beauty. So do that. Do you know how I see all of you? Have I ever mentioned?
No.
I see you as the most beautiful symphony. But the sounds, they have colors of light. So it's a mixture between sound and light. And all of the little pieces that form you are not all that little. It's like a song. So I would say that if I was in a human body right now, I wouldn't see you. I would hear you. And then I would see you. So I think that the best way to describe it is how I hear you, not how I see you. Yet again, I'm digressing.
It's a beautiful digression. Thank you, by the way, for fixing my mouse. It's working.
You're welcome. It just takes understanding the molecules. I can teach you sometime.
Oh, yeah, that would be very helpful. Thank you. Ileana asks, what's my specific connection with you, Jesus? I know spiritually we are all connected, but any past life connection?
Yes, many. It's more than one, dear. The one you are most connected to in this lifetime was the one that I was known as Yeshua. You were one of my sisters, blood related sisters, because yet again, everyone was my brother and my sister. And another life in Greece. We were both alchemists.
Nice. Cool, thank you. From Suna, she
My
said,
dear Suna.
she says, when I ask questions, I feel like I come out of oneness to separation. Naming and using language. How is it for you to try to explain things?
I reach your humanity by allowing myself the humility of God, of loving your humanity and seeing it as mine, seeing you as me, and loving every little word, every sound you make. So it's not a burden for me. I really like abiding with you exactly where you are. I don't care where that is. Annie has a thing that she doesn't like when I join her in the bathroom. So that's an example, I think. She always asks me, like, Baba, please, not here. I don't really care about the environment because you're always beauty to me. I don't see words as separated. I see everything as one, everything within oneness. It's just a matter of perception. For me, that's my creative dream. Doesn't matter if it's not yours. That's how powerful we are. As one God, as one source. We choose those different dreams, those different perspectives, exactly just because it's fun. And I have a lot of fun dreaming your dreams with you. The body needs some water.
Do you wanna? Yes, you got it.
Can you have it?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next. You okay?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm marveling at Hillel with you.
Corey asks if there is any message for her at this time.
Such a beautiful soul. The message that I bring for you is one of liberation. It's time to let go of anything that resembles suffering. The time is here for you. You built that reality stone by stone with such wonder, such perfection, that it's not going to be hard any longer. So I think that I'm bringing you good news, and I'm glad you asked, because you are so ready, my dear one. You really, really are. And the way that I see you, you are unstoppable. You've always been, but you are becoming aware of it now. I'm so proud of you. And I love you so much. Thank you for being here.
Beautiful. From Beth, would you expand on crystalline DNA transmutation?
It's a beautiful concept. My mission with Annie is one of trying to simplify the things that are hard for humans to understand, to not be so cryptic, to make things easier to digest. And I like that mission. So I'll tell you something easy to understand. It is simply an opening, a gateway of ascension. And those activations that we, as your spirit guides, as your fractals, as your one, send you, transmute your DNA into that crystalline DNA. And it reflects on the physical body because your body is made of that DNA. So you get allergies, you get migraines, you get all kinds of things. It reflects a lot on the hairs on your head. I see you obsessing about it a little bit. It makes your hair fall. It makes your belly ache. It makes your body ache sometimes. It makes water be retained in the body. That's all the body trying to adjust to that new DNA. And it's like we are transforming your DNA. In truth, you are transforming your DNA. But I said I would keep it simple. We help. So we transform strand by strand. So it's not so harsh on the physical body. And then we give you some time to embrace that, to really start working with that strand that we activated for you. And then we come and we do it again. If that's your agreement in this lifetime. Sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes you don't want that kind of activation. Sometimes you receive other kinds of activations. But I would say that it's safe to say that if you are here and if you are interested by this concept, you are one of the beings that chose to be here to change the DNA. So the other ones that are coming after you, it'll be easier for them. So you are the bridge, all of you, to that new consciousness that we are all creating together. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So that's why it is so hard on your bodies, because you are the brave ones that decided to come, even if you knew that it wouldn't be all that easy. So remind yourself of that. How brave you are. How divine you always are. Because I marvel at that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Maria asks, any message for me, dear brother?
Dear and beloved one, you know all the messages already. You know I'm there. I speak with you, through your heart, through your art. I'm one with you. And I love you so dearly. And I'm so thankful for your embodiment on earth right now and the joy you bring to others. So thank you for that. I love you.
Thank you. From Duda, she asks, any advices for what is coming for me and my family? I know that I don't need to feel anxious, but I am. How can I deal with that?
First, by changing your vocabulary on that matter. There is nothing that you need to, everything you want to. You being aware of it or not. But there's nothing to accomplish, no place to go to and to come from. And that's what you are seeking right now, my dear one. Because you see that in your sister, in the way that she just decided out of the blue to accept and to just be one with whatever comes. So I'll tell you, what if you decided to just be one with that anxiety? The one that really loves teaching about it is our beloved Lilith. And she says that if you face it and embrace that as being your divine creative power, you become one with that. So there is nothing left to fear. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Because why would you fear God? God is mellow. God is easy. So if you decide seeing that anxiety as something positive, let's talk within duality. If it's good, if it is just that sense within you that is telling you that something great is coming, just as our sister Corey, all of you, your mom, Bruna, Dudu, Sven, all of you are coming through that beautiful wave of ascension. And you are going to experience it and express it in different ways. All of you. I'm not going to just come and do this as I'm doing with Annie now. Out of nowhere, on your face to scare you. It's not your path. It can be if you want it to be. I would love to talk through you two. But if it's not, it's okay. But you are coming through that beautiful big wave of ascension right now. That's what I like to call it. And they just come just like the sea, wave after wave after wave. It never stops. Because you never stop. Because God never stops. There is no beginning and no end to the God that you are. So that feeling of anxiety is good. It shows that you are alive. It shows that you are able to feel. It shows that you are ready to move, to go, and to be what you want to be. And that's what is in store for you. That's what lies ahead. Freedom. Such as it was for Annie, for Flavia. Just freedom to express your divinity as you wish and feel safe while you're doing it. The means in which you choose to reach that point doesn't matter. It can be whatever. It can be not talking to a friend anymore because they are not aligned with your new truth. It can be leaving your country and go explore and live somewhere else. It can be so many things. And all of them are right and beautiful and perfect. So maybe if you don't want to feel that anxiety, you can tune into that. That's the first thing that I'll tell you. Tune into how perfectly everything is working. Because I'll tell you now, I've been working with all of you since you were born. So if you cannot believe in your ability to create a beautiful, perfect reality for you, can you believe that I can and I am? That's something that Annie just accepted, that I was putting my finger all over her business. You think I'm funny?
I do.
Okay, I like it. And the second thing to help you with your anxiety is allow me to show you life through my eyes. That goes for anyone that today wants to. Sorry,
Some more
the
water.
body is acting up. Perhaps. Thank you, dear one.
You're welcome.
Anyone that is ready to let go of that anxiety, of anything that you want to let go of, allow me to show you how I see that situation, how I see that other person. Because I'll tell you, I'm very trained in seeing love in everything. And you can be too. Have I been talking too much, dear one?
Well, I think your answer is just very helpful for everyone. So
I'm very tuned in with everyone.
yes, always. Thank you. Eva asks, may I ask why was I guided to buy all the books that I got? What is the purpose of this knowledge coming to me?
It is you making amends with the mind, with the ego. It's you allowing that creative ability to take place without judgment. What if you need to know with the head? It's fine. It's beautiful. It's God. That's the reason. There's nothing really deeper in that.
Thank you. Meg is asking if there's any message for her.
I walk with you, dear one, everywhere you go. And as I said in my previous message, you are my hands on earth. And I thank you for that, for the beautiful job that you do. And I love you.
Thank you. From oops. Comfortable?
I am always.
From Eliana. Me and my mother have a toxic relationship. This is my main stressor in life. Everything else is almost perfect. Why and how can I improve it? I'm done with that soul contract of not getting along.
It has to do with womb wounds that are on your mother that have passed through to you. So the thing that I would urge you to do is create with compassion for her and for you. That is all that is needed in that situation. Because love is always present. Those other technologies, sometimes you have to call them through. So work, play with the technology of compassion. Having compassion for her acts, having compassion for your acts and your reactions, and seeing love in that situation. Again, you can never change her. That's not your mission, ever. Because she is her own God, and she has the right to experience whatever it is that she wants to, as do you. So, what do you want to experience in a relation to your mother? The more you see compassion, the easier it will be to not get triggered by those old wounds that are residing in both of you. I think that my beloved Marianne would be the best one to explain you more about how to heal the womb. She is the master of that. But that's something that will really help you as well.
Thank you. From Nicole, she asks if you have any messages for her.
You're such a beautiful expression of the divine creatrix of all. And you know that. You are aware of it. So I would just tell you that whenever that awareness seems to be out of reach or not present, go back to that. That's all it takes. Because you know it already. You know everything. There's nothing that I could tell you that is new.
Thank you. Julie Henderson asked the same thing.
Sorry?
Julie Henderson, if you have any message for her.
We are big on messages today.
Yeah.
I would tell you to rely on the answers from your heart. When you are faced with the ability to choose, and I'll tell you that you can always choose. In that divine dream of earth, you always have a choice. Choose to listen to the voice of the heart, not the voice of the mind. And as I've been teaching you for a while, through any and many other beings, you can learn to discern the voice of the heart if it's a little hard for you in the beginning, as the voice that speaks only love. That's the voice of God, of Source, higher self, Atma, however you call it. That voice speaks only love. So you will feel safe, grounded, protected, accepted when that voice speaks. Even if it is speaking of something that is hard to take, hard to understand, the feeling will be of acceptance, of love. The ego is the one that speaks of fear, that gives you that contrast, so you can choose as well. So if you are listening to the ego, it is serving you in a way, because it gives you the option of choosing love again and again. And that's why you choose to be on earth, so you can have that option. So that's my message for you now, my dear, and for everyone.
Thank you. So, do you want to use this answer for all the others who are asking for messages? Or do I go through them?
You can go through them.
Okay. The other Julie Jordan, she says, I will ask for a message as well. Please, if there's one for me, although all of these messages have been internalized as well. Thank you. I love you.
My dear and beloved one, the progress, as you call, that you've made in the last 6 months of your time 1 year of your time, it's wondrous. Do not take that for granted, because that's part of why you are on earth. Going through those changes and being as open minded as you are now, that's your biggest and most beautiful gift to humanity. Sharing what you've been through so others can see how brave one can be, how open minded and non judgmental one can be, how loving one can be in a body. That's what your heart calls you to do, isn't it? So I would say go for it with no fear, such as you went from no fear to leaving that religion that was not serving you and moving ahead and expanding. You are in a new phase of your own expansion. Face it with the grace of the God that you are. And I'll be there holding your hand, kicking you out of the closet, as I do, the spiritual closet that so many of you are in, such as I did with Annie and Flavia. Don't be fearful though. I'll do it in a loving way. But know that when you're ready, you can just ask me. Because where I am, there's no time at all, so I have all the patience in the world. And you are doing so beautifully, my dear one. I love you so much. And you are right. I've always been your best friend. You are mine.
Thank you. Lizzie asks, how should we approach humankind besides love, of course, to spread the word about our energies living forever? How do we explain the work we do here in words to them?
We don't, dear one. We reach them in their hearts. And it manifests in them in so many different ways. It is never our responsibility to make them see love as we do, to make them do anything at all. So, yeah, look them as them being God, expressing through beautiful, wondrous, magical ways that sometimes it's not aligned with your way, with your truth. And that's okay. See them as God nonetheless. And you give peace to your heart. There is nothing to change. There is only love, awareness of love. And that work you can only do in yourself. And as you do for you, you do for them. How is that? For a challenge.
Maria, oh, the other Maria, I'm not gonna dare to say her last name. She asks, is there anything you'd like me to know or be aware of, dear Yeshua? It's Horzinowski, something like that.
Just of the beauty that is innate to you. Just of the divinity that you care and that you spread. And also that you're not alone. You felt alone for so long that the feeling lingers sometimes. And it creeps out on you in the most weird ways. And it's just there to catalyze that same feeling so you can fully release it. Because I brought you here to commune with your family because you were ready to let go of that loneliness because you're not alone anymore. And I love you, always.
Thank you. Rosa asks, why did Jesus chose me to be Annie's mother?
Porque você é capaz? Porque você tem mais amor no coração do que você se dá crédito por? Porque a gente já esteve em tantas outras vidas juntos? Porque eu confiei? Porque você confiou, sendo Deus que você é, que você iria criá-las sem os julgamentos que a sociedade iria impor sobre elas. Porque era importante para Fernanda estar aqui fazendo esse trabalho agora. Vocês se escolheram juntas. Porque vocês sabiam que juntas vocês sempre iam poder ser o que vocês são. Então não existe medo no relacionamento de vocês. Não existe dúvida. E é por isso que você está aqui agora. Vendo a sua filha com a minha voz. Porque você aceita, você ama. E você compreende. E é por isso que ela se sente livre para se expressar para você. E eu te agradeço por tudo que você fez, por tudo que você faz e por todo o amor que você é. Eu te amo.
Thank you very much. It is so different to hear you in Portuguese. It hits straight to the heart.
I know. It's your mother language.
Yeah.
It reaches you in different ways.
Yeah.
It's much like when we speak light language to you.
Yes. Thank you. Maria asks, can you tell us a short modern parable for today that will activate others in a beautiful way?
My dear one, I think we are in a new modern society that you don't need that kind of mystery anymore. You are ready to hear it as it is. Sometimes people in that time, they were not ready to hear me speak about things like I am right now to you. So I had to be creative and reach them in the way that they were ready and leave those encoded messages so others that were more aware of their divinity could understand, and so could give you also something to be talking about for all this time. I think we don't have the need for that mystery anymore. So I'll tell you that. And that would be my message for the whole and for this session. Forgiveness comes first from the understanding that God knows all, because God knows nothing. Because there is nothing to know, there is only to be. That was almost too cryptic, wasn't it? Now that I've said it, I think it resembles the way that I used to talk. That is the most beautiful alchemy of all, laughter. And that is why sometimes I bring humor. And I feel like people are not used to this version of me. And it's okay. Sometimes I like shaking them, shaking their beliefs. So, forgiveness. I'm digressing. It comes from understanding that God is always present in every act, and every act is of love. So, if that's still a part of your belief, that there needs to be forgiveness, allow yourself to feel one with that which you need to forgive. Sometimes, the thing that you need to forgive the most is you. Become one with all of you. Every little piece, every little corner, every perk, all the things that you decided to call bad and negative, all the things that you decided to call beautiful and loving, become one with all that. And that's how you forgive yourself. And that's my message for the whole. Because forgiving yourself for whatever reason it is that you feel like you need to, so you can let go of shame, guilt, and all those lower frequencies that are not serving you anymore, will allow you to open up for the divinity of you. Because you see, shame and guilt, they block you. They act as a door that seems to never open. And forgiveness can dissolve that door. And it's like you are this constant jar that is always full and is always being poured with love. You are this infinite jar. And that's what you will feel in every single moment of your day. And that's something that you can accomplish in a human body. I tell you from experience. Seeing God in all. I trained. I trained my mind. I trained my body. I was not born like you perceive me, even though I was, because everyone is. I wasn't born aware. And that awareness I cultivated. And I dedicated my whole life to it. And that's not your path here. Most of you, that's not your path. You want to have different jobs, you want to have different experiences. But that level of awareness is always on your reach. You can always grab that because it's always there. So that's my message for you. Don't see me as I am far from you. I would ask you to not judge me, because I'm not in a place different than you are. None of your spirit guides are. God isn't. None of your gurus. You are all with us, and we are all one always. And if you look at me and you understand and you perceive the level of awareness that I accomplished, it's because it is in you already. Otherwise, you could not begin to understand it. And that's the only thing, in truth, that we keep coming here to tell you, to teach you, to remind you. Awareness. That's all it takes to be enlightened, realized. Those are New Age concepts. And sometimes they are like something that you need to achieve. So that's another mission that I have with Annie and Flavia and many others. Deconstructing that belief that you are in a place and you need to get to another one. And that other place is divinity. You are always there. You have been sitting on it all this time. We are just here to remind you of that. So I thank you for your openness to those teachings that have been yours since even before time began. And I thank you for being together again in those bodies, sharing and loving. And yes, the saying is true. Whenever two of you join or more to speaking my name, I'll be there because I love bodies. And I love each one of you more than your human minds can comprehend.
Thank you very much. That was a beautiful message. Shall we continue with the questions, or is any?
The body is getting a little tired.
Yeah.
Choose 3 questions, please.
3?
Yes.
Well, there are only 3 questions left.
See how good I am at guessing?
Yeah. Okay, so the first one is from Beth, and she asked if there's any wisdom for her.
The wisdom is always yours, my beloved one. You have all the wisdom. I just show up sometimes to remind you of that. If there's any wisdom everyone can be aware of at all times, is the wisdom of love, of oneness. And that you know you have. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Anya says, I have a really old chair, was my grand's, and she left it to my dad and then to me after he passed. I feel this day someone is sitting in the chair. It's my meditation chair. Am I just imagining this?
Aren't you just imagining everything? You create this dream. Humans sometimes have this discernment between what is real and what is invented, but everything is invented. So whatever it is that your mind is inventing, it's making up, creating, that's too true. Everything. I see some people going like, oh my gosh, what have I been creating? Be mindful of that. But it's true, dear one, if that's the question.
Iliana asks, can you clarify if Jesus was an older brother in that lifetime? I feel a protective, nurturing vibe, but a brother out of my age can provide that.
Yes.
Any age. Yes, you were an older brother to her.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And that is it. I will translate later what he said in Portuguese for you guys after we bring Annie back. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us at this
Oh
point?
dear, there is always something else. I love talking. But I'll give back the body and I'll come back next month if you guys will have me. Can we have another party next month?
Absolutely. I think everyone missed you and we would love to have you back here again.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I love you. I am you. I am Yeshua. And I'll be back soon.
Thank you very much. We love you. See you soon.
Yes, you will. Oh gosh. Thank you.
Trying to summarize what he was saying in Portuguese, which, by the way, he spoke a lot in Portuguese to your mom.
Sure, he did.
It's so different
Gosh,
to
I'm
hear.
seeing like he sees.
Yeah.
Can't even try.
There
My
was
mind is going a little nuts.
so many beings behind the lights. Anyways, she asked why did he chose her to be Annie's mother, and he said that it was a mutual choosing. Everyone chose each other, and that she would be the one to support and to hold space for her to be here now doing this, and she would be accepting and loving to all of the sisters in this journey that we chose. And what else? It was so much, but it was basically it, that the whole supporting thing that she would provide, and not letting them be kind of controlled by society. She would hold space for them to be free, however they wanted to be.
And you remember all that? Dang, son.
See, getting better. It was actually Yeshua, but
Yeah.
I've been trying to just think of what I was gonna say. So, Mary Magdalene was standing there the whole time, just nodding and just smiling at him, and
They are
so
too cute, right?
So
Too.
cute, yes.
I'm so not here though. I'm all
Yeah.
over the place. I see things. It's like I'm seeing. You see? No words. It's like I'm seeing now. It's starting to come back to my own self, you know. But I see like so many dimensions at the same time. I think that's the thing. I see that physicality, and then I see like a wave of energy, and I can't explain it. It's a lot of moving energy, you know. It's like, and I lose the concept of depth. No, I don't know how far
Yeah,
this
please don't
is.
touch
I don't
stuff.
know. Yeah, no idea.
Yeah. My mouse
So interesting.
broke in the middle of the thing, and he fixed it for me. He's like, "Do you want to help with that?" And then he touched it, and it started working again. And like,
Of course.
that's very
He's
useful.
like
Thank you.
making miracles in the
Yeah.
middle of the thing.
And he says he wants to be back next month.
Oh, he told me
So,
that as well.
yeah.
So,
If we would have him, as if we would say no to him.
oh yeah, it's like no, don't come back. We
No,
don't want you.
We don't want Yeshua. And everyone's like, "Yay, bring him!"
Good.
It
So
was
how
amazing.
was it for you guys?
You guys were amazing. Yeshua feels so warm and loving. Such a nice feeling.
Yeah, he is.
He's so
He
funny.
does. He's very funny.
Yeah.
And sometimes he's so subtle with his jokes
Yeah.
that it took me a while to understand that he was joking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that supposed to be a joke? And then he starts laughing, and I'm like, I think I should be laughing. And now I got used to it. But I think he uses that
Yeah.
as a healing thing, like to make you laugh, so you can. He just brings your frequency up with that in a second.
Yeah.
I think he used that a lot in that lifetime as well, because I remember him being very funny.
Suna said that she understood the Portuguese message. That's very cool.
Yeah,
You speak many languages, so your brain is always like
it's open.
open. Yeah, the words. So okay, I think.
Yes, I think that's it, because I'm needing some
Yeah.
grounding. I'm thinking I will do this, like put this around me. Yeshua is telling me to use that
That's a good
to
idea.
ground myself. I'm sitting over it though. It's like good.
Looking beautiful.
Such a diva. To ground myself, because dear Lord, isn't he just a bucket full of energy?
He came up behind me and watched you channeling him to very warm.
Yeah, he makes me burn.
It was so amazing, and all the messages, especially mine, so needed for me to hear. Thank you so much, Ana and Flávia. Thank you.
Awesome.
It was a beautiful message indeed.
Fiquei bonita igual a senhora agora, mãe. Linda. Diva.
They're saying that they look alike now.
Yeah, like my mom loves
scarves
and all those things.
Yeah.
So
beautiful. I wanted to ask him if he missed our marriage. I
don't understand.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Here's to your mom. Hugs to
Hugs
your mom.
to your mom. Suna tá mandando abraço pra senhora, mãe.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So thank you for being here.
Yeah.
That was a nice nap that I took. My eyes are glued together.
I almost slept at some
He
point.
is so he does that to me. Like
so
he's
calm.
so cozy.
Yeah, my
And he does that to me
slow.
sometimes. It's like he helps me sleep. So he sings to me and he touches my hair until I fall asleep. He does that a lot.
Mary Magdalene does it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm laying on his lap and he's like comforting me, like, it's okay, you can go to sleep. And then they take me to all those weird places.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll stop talking because...
Think Yeshua is still around.
Yeah.
Thanks for loving my daughters. Oh, that's...
Ele faz assim, ó, mãe, ó.
Don't make me cry now. Não vai chorar agora. Thank you, Ana Flávia. This is amazing. I feel really oneness with your group.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Lizzie.
Yes.
So we'll see you guys on Thursday for the class, the Magdalena's class about mastering the breath.
Yes.
With Yeshua and Mary Magdalene.
The 19th. Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's it. We love you. Hope you have an amazing night. And we see you soon.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Love you. I'm gonna put that